So Amnesia Fortnight is when we take a break from what we're doing for 2 weeks, forget what we're working on before, and split the company into small groups, and they each have 2 weeks to make a game.
So fucked up.
And we got to test, 4 junior project leaders.
Yeah, what is that
It's
thing?
awesome, right?
It's cool.
It also just generates a lot of ideas that have turned into some of our best games, like Costume Quest and Stacking, Once Upon a Monster, and Iron Brigade. First finalist is... We actually let the internet vote on which prototype we made, which has been really exciting because people get to see through the documentaries what it's like to make these games, and they get really invested in which product they want, and they get to watch it then get made in 2 weeks, and then they get to download it and they get to play it.
AEF is coming up very soon. Yes.
What is inside there?
They've changed the structure of it this year, so it's not all, the last 2 AFs were completely public vote, but you said because of Headlander, you wanted to try it different this year?
Last time, I was sure Headlander was going to get picked because the pitch was so beautiful and the game idea was so crazy.
A special helmet allows you to launch his head from his body, fly it around, land into, and take control of the robot bodies of enemy forces.
And I was so frustrated when it didn't get picked. I was like, I get a vote.
It holds the key to saving what is left of humanity from the unfeeling machine.
And also, I think when the internet was the only one voting on the games, I think the team felt a little out of control. Like a little bit like, well, what about us? Like, don't we have any say in this? And I did too, but now we're sharing it. I don't think we're honing in on some perfect formula. I think every time we kind of want something different out of it, and it evolves and flips around and changes into different things.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So if one of them is chosen by the studio and one of them is chosen by you, are those pulled from the public voting and those videos never have to see the light of day?
Wait, what? Some of the choosing and the public stuff and the voting and seems kind of crazy to people and pitching, but they figure it out. I have gotten a bunch of pitches in my office already. We filmed them, and it just reminded me of why I love Amnesia Fortnight, because it's just this huge explosion of creativity, and we find out everybody in the office has an idea. Look at this gaming shit.
He was always on the floor, so
I love that setup.
There's a lot of
characters
things.
only on the ceiling.
Yeah, I do too.
It's a musical action RPG where you sing to save the world.
Sing to save the world, it's awesome.
Survive in a dynamic ecosystem where your actions impact the evolution of other species.
Oh, you're the natural selector.
Before preparing and plating a meal that will prevent giant ravenous gods from eating the human race.
Are you feeding the gods?
Yes.
Okay, so you can make a giant meal.
Yes.
Like with bulldozers and stuff? Are you bulldozing things into place?
I will get to that.
All right. The story-wise is neat, symbolism-wise is neat, and puzzle-wise it set us up a lot of neat things.
I always wish games kind of told more things from everyone's perspective.
Because it's based around
Giant plants.
well, small plants, but they feel big.
But you're like a crash test dummy?
No,
mannequin?
ventriloquist dummy.
Oh!
So you're like the typical
Okay.
creepy kind of horror, smiley
like a
face
magic.
ventriloquist dummy, yeah.
So you're communicating from inside of VR of I'm in a plane and it's crashing and there's a hamburger here. And then there's people outside who are yelling at you of do you see a screwdriver? And you're like, no. And then someone else look in the hamburger, and you're trying to figure out what you do. And then you succeed and you go on to the next one.
Derek Brand.
Hello.
Hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome back. This is not your first time in the office.
No.
You've in fact pitched and run an Amnesia Fortnight project before. Mnemonic.
Yes.
Mnemonic. Yeah, that was a good one.
It was cool.
You got picked before. What was that like, pitching and then getting picked?
I was terrified.
I think that's a nice sign that Derek is doing it again, because he had been thrown into the lion's den of the leading project when he never led that before. He's a really quiet person who mostly just sticks to himself and just does his thing. And here he was put in charge of a project and it being filmed, and having Brad on his team who's very the opposite, very boisterous and outspoken.
What would Brad do? That's what I ask myself all the time. What would Brad do?
I would probably look really hard in the mirror and be like, I've never fucking made a story-based game in my life. What the fuck am I doing right now?
Me neither.
So you know what? So then you take a deep breath and you'd be like, fake it till you make it, and just keep, do it. Just start doing it.
And he went through all that, and he wants to do it again, which I think is a great sign, because even though it was hard, he still got found it valuable, I guess, in some way. people who've had ideas before. They've just come up with another great idea. And so I've really been impressed with all the pitches so far. They've been really exciting. I don't know how we're ever going to pick one. A lot of good ones on here.
Yes, so this is the week of pitch videos. Paul set up tomorrow and Wednesday time for everyone to come by and do their own pitch videos.
Trinary is a team-based 2D multiplayer fighting game where I fucking add words that aren't there.
Photograph moonshine bootleggers. Interview robots protesting for the right to vote. Cover low-gravity spaceball.
Yeah, you have a 50% chance of getting selected, which you wouldn't bet on, right? So I think you have to be in it for the process and what you learn just pitching, because I think it really makes you a better participant in the games industry.
They will banish her and the world will live in harmony.
You know, like no matter what your position is, if you've pitched a game and gotten feedback on it and seen what people thought of it, just getting that out of your system helps you a lot. It teaches you a lot. And also I think a lot of us go through our lives with these like 5 killer projects that sit in the back of our head, like someday I'm gonna write that screenplay.
Using a magic pottery wheel, you're able to create one-of-a-kind clay warriors in the middle of a match.
And I think you gotta like get those out, because otherwise you think like, I've got a perfect screenplay and I don't need to think about anything else because that's the one that's gonna be. And then you write it and you're like, oh yeah, that was a really stupid idea. What if I have any more ideas? And it kind of like gets the crusty grime out of the end of the pipe, the creativity pipe where your ideas come out of. You just gotta keep ideas moving. You know, I feel like sometimes momentum is more important than loving this, oh, I have this crusty thing on the end of the pipe that it's just gonna be someday a perfect thing and I'm gonna do it. And you're just in love with your ideas, and I think you just gotta share them with people and have them get either developed or shot down so that you can move on, because creativity is this endless process you should do every day of your life. I just figured out that Amnesia Fortnight is the best thing ever by saying that out loud, okay.
Should you pick your own pitch?
Yes, if you want to get picked. Yep. And so tomorrow is when this all goes live, so feel free to just be as loud as you want anywhere. And I guess the reminder is some people's Twitter accounts might have more people viewing them than these forums will too. So I guess wherever you want to be shouting about your game.
I need an auto refresh thing on here. Ah, we're up. Okay, we're up. Okay, good.
It's time for Amnesia Fortnight.
Perfect. It's all working. Okay. But yeah, I'm excited. I don't know who's going to win. I haven't cast my own vote yet. I need to. It's going to be political, though. Like, Greg will see my vote. Yeah. He'll see everybody's votes. He'll know just who didn't vote for him.
Winning is like a really exciting, awesome thing, but also comes with like this huge pile of stress. And so...
Oh, sorry.
Like having led a project in the AF before, I also know how super stressful it is for the everyone involved, but also especially the project lead. So yeah, I'm kind of going into it as like any news is going to be good news.
It's like 50-50.
Yeah.
Kind of want to get picked, but then if you get picked, then you have to lead the project.
Yeah, now that you're making me think about this, I'm starting to get nervous and sweaty.
I'm a little nervous just because I think I might claw my face off if I was picked, but in a good way.
Okay. I just wish I knew what the numbers were, so I'd be like, either be like, whatever, AF, or really excited and like thinking about what I'm gonna be, what I want to do.
No, I mean, I'm not nervous. It's either yes or no, right? That's pretty much all there is to it.
Gosh, it feels like literally anything can get picked.
It's really hard to tell within the studio because I think everyone's being polite to each other.
And then Tim, I don't know, man. I feel like Tim wants different stuff.
I assume that he'll use his pick to go more experimental or more kind of in a weird direction.
He's a wild card for sure.
I've thought about it for a long time. But actually, I feel like I made my selection the moment it was pitched. As soon as it was pitched, I was like, oh God, I think that's the one I'm gonna pick. Since we went public, it's all very clearly high stakes, and I know that creates a lot of stress for people, but I feel like it makes everybody step up. It makes like some of the best final products we've had, because it's been very tense. At least online, people have been like, oh, I'm super nervous. And I feel bad because it's not, Amnesia Fortnight is not here to make people miserable. That's just a side benefit of it. All right, done. Time to announce our official selections. So first we're going to start with the hardest decision, my decision, the executive decision. But the game that I picked was one that I just thought was really, it was cool, it was experimental, and it was really new, but it was also, I could see it was really simple, and I could see us making an actual really, really fun game in 2 weeks. And also, it reminded me a little bit of, well, I really relate to the title, and that's I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. Zach McClendon. Come on up here, Zach. The internal. Now it's time to see who you all voted for. But your official selection for the internal vote is Kiln by Derek Brand. Yeah, Derek Brand. Come on up, sir. Hey. Good job, good job. Okay, awesome, congratulations. And now the external voting. Right? My heart is pounding a little bit. Let's get right to it. Darwin's Dinner, Devin Kelly Sneed. And the final one, oh, this can't be right. This breaks a lot of rules. The Gods Must Be Hungry, Asif Siddiqui. Holy cow. Come on, Asif. Come here. Come here. Take.
The fourth wall just crumbled.
All of a sudden, we don't even know if he shows up on the videotape. Stay over here. No, you don't get to hide anymore. And you're gonna learn about your friends. Your friends at Two Player Productions are probing, and they're gonna be putting you on the spot. Yeah, Chad. Another big hand for everyone who pitched a game, because it was really hard to do. Woo. Okay. All right, you only have 2 weeks. Get to work. Okay, bye. That's it. Thanks, everybody. We have some champagne out here. You want champagne?